JEM is my name, no one else is the same. JEM is my name. JEM.
Hail. Free from defect, disease, or infirmity. Retaining exceptional health and vigor. Alternately, to compel to go. Okay. I don't know what the hell hail is supposed to be. In context, the holograms are in Hawaii, and their beach house keeps being referred to as hail. Because it gives a little location thing. Maui, Hawaii, hail holograms. Hail holograms! Wee! But they do the same thing with the stingers who live next door, and it's, hail stingers. So, I guess that means a beach house. Maybe it's not English. Maybe it's like Hale or something. Could be a Hawaiian word. I don't know. While the Misfits were doing their misfitty reality show thing, this was happening. The holograms went to Hawaii. So, when last we left... There we go. When last we left, Rhea had just quit the Stingers and joined the holograms. A dramatic beat that didn't play because it wasn't set up or dramatized properly. Which is a shame, because that feels like a missed opportunity, because Rhea is introduced as a member of the Stingers. Ooh, that's a neat twist. Is she going to remain that way? It certainly balances out the number of members in each band. Or are things going to happen that she ends up drumming for the holograms? Oh, she's introduced as being unsatisfied with her place in the Stingers for no real articulated reason beyond just a general "I'm not feeling it." Oh. Well, that's dramatically unsatisfying, but okay. So, last we left off with the holograms. Shayna had come back from her into her fashion internship in Milan, and she comes home to Legasp Rhea playing with the holograms. She's been replaced. She knew it was going to happen, but man, seeing it must hurt. And we're left on the cliffhanger of what's going to happen? How will she react? How will the band react? Will Shayna and Rhea get along? Yeah, everything's fine. She's playing bass with the holograms now. Seriously, opening panel. They're fine. She's just playing bass now. Glad she can play bass. Which was somewhat clumsy, but at least something that was actually set up in the show. But this is just like I'm glad everything was resolved amicably off screen, so to speak. Again, it feels like we're struggling for page count here, and we just needed... I don't know if they were like, we already kind of did this in the show, let's not do that. And if that's the case, okay, but why did you set it up like that? So anyway, the holograms are in Hawaii. Why? I don't know. I'm actually not sure. Maybe I missed it somewhere. I'm not sure what they're doing there. They may just be taking a vacation. Oh, art by Giselle something or other. Giselle Lagasse. The person who did the 2017 annual. And her art is different. A little bit different than how she drew the wraparound story for the annual. I guess she's kind of trying to split the difference between her style and Sophie Campbell's, and it's solid and it's cute, but some of these panels are not working. It's like the layout. Like this panel with Kimber, who, I mean, she's tall. I think she's supposed to be like 6'1", so she's, you know, a head taller than everyone else. But she's also foregrounded compared to Rhea. So I don't know who she's looking at. It's just, I mean, Jem is, I think, 5'11" or 6 foot or something like that. But, you know, she's standing behind her. But so I think they were trying to go for a depth thing, and it's just not working because it looks like Kimber's looking into the foreground somewhere. Also, this shot on the next page of the girls, I guess they're just staring out at the ocean. But it's just a weird shot. It's like, who are you talking to? It feels too staged, and I'm getting a lot of that from some of the posing too. It just feels like I don't know how to pose my characters so they're all kind of standing like this. It's weird. Also, apparently Rhea is not just their newest drummer, but she's family now, which, okay, it feels. I mean, she knows Jem's a hologram, so I mean, sure. But hey, who happens to have the beach house right next door? Hey, it's the Stingers, and Riot is being whiny because he's like, but we love each other, and she's like, yeah, but I'm dating someone else, and he's like, well, stop it. So, very different characterization for Riot here. Here he's just mopey. And Minx and Rapture mention that. So anyway, they don't get along. They're yelling at each other. But we do have some interesting riffs, like the little skull and crossbones for profanity and stuff, which is something Sophie Campbell did, which is nice to see. The boys show up, Rio, Craig, and Tony. Jem and Kimber discussed Stormer coming out because they'd mentioned in previous issues, which one was it? The Changes issues, I think. It's like, you need to stop excluding Stormer. And she says, well, this time she's part of a reality TV show, so we can't have cameras here because of the whole hologram thing. She's like, yeah, okay. But they brought Stormer anyway, and she just ditched the camera crew. So, yay, everyone is in Hawaii for a luau, at least. Again, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing there. It doesn't really matter. I don't need them to be there for anything beyond they're just on vacation. But, and it's possible someone said they're there for a thing, and I just read past it and missed it or something. I don't know. It is interesting that apparently all of the hologram songs have been San's bass. I mean, I always kind of figured that they probably laid down a bass track later, or Kimber was covering it with synth. No, but apparently the Gem of the Holograms music just didn't use a bass line. Bold move. Yeah, so the camera crew, of course, did follow Stormer all the way to Hawaii, and the Stingers see them, and they're like, "Hey, there go! You know, the secret of the holograms can be found through Rhea." Of course, they're just bullshitting. They have no idea what the secret is. They're just stirring the pot. And Rio says, "So, golly, is Jerica here?" And Jem says, "Yeah, I'll take you to her." And Aja's like, "Jem, what are you doing?" She goes, "It is time." And so she sits him down and reveals that she's Jem. How will he react? Well, there don't seem to be any plants in the room, but I do see a palm tree outside, so he may excuse himself to go kick it. But hey, that's a solid cliffhanger, and hopefully it's not amicably resolved off camera, like issue 2 starts, and it's like, boy, we're buddies now, or we broke up, or whatever. You know, So also interesting that they do mention, as I mentioned, they mentioned that why am I holding it like this? They're mentioning what's going on simultaneously in the Misfits arc with the reality television show. Oddly, though, I don't recall anyone ever mentioning Stormer being missing and being in Hawaii for some amount of time. I mean, if they're only in Hawaii for a weekend, I guess it's not that big a deal, but you think it's something that Pizzazz would have brought up. Oh, and you went to Hawaii with holograms, you twerp? Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know. So hey, let's see where it goes.